They expected fear from a human. What they got was a final warning. The chamber fell silent the moment the human general ended the transmission. No insults, no threats, not even a refusal spoken aloud, just silence. Across the holographic hall, representatives of the Galactic Empire shifted uneasily. Species that had crushed star systems without hesitation now waited for a response that never came. The Empire had offered what it believed to be generosity, limited autonomy, controlled survival, a place at the edge of galactic civilization, and the human woman had rejected it by saying nothing at all. Her name was General Mara Vance. She stood alone on the command deck of Earth's orbital defense platform, hands clasped behind her back, eyes fixed on the void where alien fleets shimmered like distant storms. She had listened to the Empire's terms patiently. She had allowed them to speak uninterrupted. That alone had unnerved them. The Empire was used to negotiations filled with desperation. Pleas, bargaining, promises of obedience. Humans, according to their projections, should have been no different. Outmatched. Surrounded. Hopeless. Instead, the human general had listened as if the outcome was already decided. When the High Envoy finally demanded an answer, she had leaned forward slightly and spoken only 6 words: "There will be no negotiations." Then she cut the link. Now, panic spread through the Empire's command ranks. What does that mean? One counselor hissed, his frilled crest flaring in alarm. Did she misunderstand the offer? No, another replied quietly. She understood perfectly. They replayed the recording, slowed it down, analyzed her tone, posture, eye movement. There was no anger, no fear, just certainty. That frightened them more than any threat. On Earth, alarms did not sound. Fleets did not scramble. Cities did not evacuate. Humanity did. Nothing, and that was the second warning. General Vance turned to her officers. Status. All systems green, her aide replied. Enemy fleets holding position. No weapons charged. Of course they are, Vance said calmly. They are waiting. For what? Someone asked. For us to beg. But humans did not beg. The Empire prided itself on intelligence, on preparation, on knowing every enemy before the first shot was fired. What they had never fully understood was humanity's history, not the wars they fought, but the ones they ended. Humans negotiated only when they were unsure, and Mara Vance was very sure. Back in the Galactic Chamber, the High Envoy ordered a probe transmission, an attempt to re-establish contact. It was answered immediately. This time, the human general did not wait for them to speak. You miscalculated, she said, her voice steady, almost bored. You assumed survival was our highest priority. The council listened, frozen. It isn't, she continued. Freedom is. A low murmur rippled through the chamber. We've mapped your fleets, Vance said. Your supply lines. Your command hierarchy. Your redundancy systems. That's impossible, the envoy snapped. You lack the technology. Vance allowed herself the smallest smile. No, she said. We lack your imagination. Behind her, screens activated across the human command deck. Star maps shifted. Imperial symbols flickered, then vanished one by one. On the Empire side, alarms finally began to scream. Outlying fleets lost synchronization. Communications delayed by seconds, then minutes. Navigation data corrupted in subtle, cascading ways. Nothing dramatic. Nothing explosive, just enough. You see, Vance said softly, humans learned long ago that winning isn't about strength. It's about timing. The High Envoy's voice trembled. Is this a threat? No, she replied. It's an explanation. She leaned closer to the camera. If we wanted to destroy you, she said, you wouldn't be here to negotiate. Silence followed. Heavy. Crushing. You came to offer us a place beneath you, Vance went on. You assumed we'd be grateful. That would accept your rules to survive. Her eyes hardened. We rejected negotiations because there is nothing to discuss. What do you want? The envoy asked. Vance straightened. We want you to leave, she said. Every system, every orbit, every listening post. And if we refuse? For the first time, her voice carried something else. Pity, then you'll learn why humans don't issue second warnings. The transmission ended. Across the galaxy, Imperial commanders scrambled to regain control. Some demanded immediate retreat. Others argued for force. But none could agree, because none of their simulations had accounted for this outcome. A species that didn't threaten, didn't negotiate, didn't fear extinction. A species that simply decided. Hours passed. Then the first Imperial fleet withdrew. Then another. By the end of the cycle, the space around Earth was empty. On the human command deck, no one cheered. No one celebrated. General Mara Vance watched the stars return to their quiet places and allowed herself a slow breath. Her aide finally spoke. "General, they ran." Vance nodded. "They always do," she said. "Once they realize we were never asking." She turned away from the viewport. "Prepare the signal," she ordered. "To whom?" the aide asked. "To anyone listening," Vance replied. "Let them know negotiations are over." And somewhere, far beyond human space, the galaxy listened and understood.